10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
3,000 Years of Longing is technically a movie I saw in August, but decided to give its own review because, look, that ketchup review was getting long enough. This movie is directed by George Miller, and it's been marketed as Aladdin for adults, and that's half true. Imagine if the first 2 acts of Aladdin took place in the Cave of Wonders, and consisted of the genie telling Aladdin stories about the dangers of using his 3 wishes, and then the last third is Aladdin and the genie having a weird romance for 30 minutes before breaking up. Kind of. Yeah, the movie isn't very structurally sound, and especially when you compare the movie to the trailers, they feel like 2 different movies. The trailer makes it look like some trippy action-adventure taking place across multiple time periods, whereas with the movie, most of it is just 2 people in a room with these fantastical worlds being portrayed through stories. Don't get me wrong, the stories are very engaging and visually breathtaking. The cinematography, set design, and VFX make each of the different time periods feel dense and distinct. It's like watching the Disney Aladdin through a kaleidoscope. I also like the anthology concept of showing the genie's journey up to this point, with all his different masters and how he failed them or they failed him. It takes the whole phenomenal cosmic power, itty-bitty living space aspect of the genie's character and adds an extra layer of tragedy to it. It isn't just about wanting freedom anymore, it's about wanting genuine love. And Idris Elba gives a really great performance. Unfortunately, the movie doesn't really leave Tilda Swinton's character much room for growth or development. Like, the performance isn't bad, she just doesn't really have any defined character aside from being lonely, I guess. And her journey with the genie is pretty rushed and doesn't make that much sense. On top of this, while the story's concept was an interesting one, it does kind of act as a double-edged sword, because every time they cut back to the 2 of them in the bedroom talking, you realize, oh right, the 2 main characters featured in this movie still haven't really done anything. Like I said, the movie isn't bad, it's got some interesting ideas, and unlike the Disney live-action Aladdin, it's at least well shot. I just don't think it did enough with its concept. But by all means, check it out for yourself and let me know in the comments if you got more out of it than I did. I'd give it a 3 out of 5.